Welcome back to KC Talks EV. So on today's episode, we are going to be heading to the Yorkshire EV Club meet at the NY500 Cafe in Pickering. So we normally meet approximately once a month or once every couple of months, and most certainly it is a great experience for anyone who currently owns an EV, but also someone who may be also looking for an EV and wants to look at pretty much every single model that is currently available or used to be available. So anyway, let's get started. So we're here with Clapham Commercials and Maxus York. We're in the E-Deliver 9 right now, which is a electric van. So, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Nigel Little. I'm the General Manager for Clapham Commercials, Maxus in York, based in Elvington. We're Maxus main agents for the area. And today, obviously, I've got the E-Deliver 9. This is the 72 kilowatt version, which is the mid-model. They do basically 3 batteries, 51.5, 72 and the 88.5.
Yes, I do remember because for some reason I may have accidentally said that this one was the 88 kilowatt hour model, but yeah, this is 72,
this is 72.
So the mid-spec model.
They look identical, the only difference is the battery size.
Exactly, so excellent. So would you care to tell me a little bit more about obviously Clapham Commercial and possibly what's kind of driving a lot of people towards purchasing, for example, the E-Deliver 9? Because I remember that Maxus obviously do ICE vehicles or internal combustion engine vehicles. What's driving most people over to the EV sort of lifestyle?
Economics is now becoming quite a strong feature, especially with rising fuel prices. People in conurbations, particularly in London, the economics are very strong. By the time you've paid your combustion, by the time you've paid your congestion charges, and your fuel saving is roughly 2/3. Running costs is about 1/3 of an internal combustion engine. For many operators, it's almost like having a free van.
Oh, wow, I mean, that alone is most certainly definitely one of the standpoints and the main take-home point for most EVs. I mean, for example, in my vehicle, I mean, I'm looking at saving nearly $4.5 grand in petrol alone. And obviously for van drivers who drive every single day, that must be a massive saving.
Absolutely. For most operators, the fuel cost is their major cost.
Exactly, yeah. So rather than, you know, especially when talking about leasing, you still have to pay that leasing charge for an internal combustion engine vehicle.
Correct, but it's the fuel cost that's the main thing.
Exactly.
And particularly if you're doing short or multi-drops, which is absolutely optimum conditions for a battery-powered vehicle,
Exactly.
But it's the worst possible conditions to for an internal combustion engine because they don't like stop-start.
And yeah, that is another thing to mention as well. Obviously, with stop-start traffic, you're putting more wear on your engines, you're putting more wear on the actual car, on the van itself. Whereas with electric cars, you mentioned, you know, that is almost what they're designed for, these multi-drop town city driving type of things.
Absolutely, and you don't have issues with DPFs which are having
Yes.
short journeys because they do congest, and because you don't do long enough runs, you do have problems with regeneration. So you don't have that. It is absolutely perfect for the job. One of the major courier companies is running a fleet of 88.5 kilowatt versions of these, and the feedback for the Maxus intelligence on board is they're averaging around about 185 miles per charge which for most people is more than enough. A lot of people forget the average mileage each day for a van across the board, forgetting the courier work and forgetting long distance people, is around about 80 miles a day. So a lot of people think that an EV may not be for them, but if they looked and analysed the miles, a lot of people who could discount it would find it would fit their purposes exactly. All Maxus come with now fitted with the intelligence on board, which is primarily to provide Maxus with live data as to how their vehicles are performing in the field, both from a performance point of view and from a durability and fault reporting point of view. For £15 a month, they will share that data with you, well, the people, which is LEVL.
Wow, okay. So,
which will give you all the telematics, it will give you driving style, it will give you the economics, and will give you the savings of your van in electric versus internal combustion engine.
So you can actually visually see, you know, how much I'm saving on an EV versus your ICE vehicle.
Absolutely. Furthermore, providing the permissions are given, the dealer can actually read the fault codes while the vehicle is not in the dealership. So you can do fault code reading remotely, but obviously the dealer has to be granted permission to access your data.
And yeah, that's perfectly understandable. And not to mention, with that data, obviously you can tell and spot problems even before they actually become, you know, major problems.
Absolutely.
And that is, you know, and to keep people on the uptime, especially, you know, at the end of the day, these are work vehicles. They need to be on the road in order to make money and generate revenue. So most certainly that feature alone is very good. And anyway, thank you so much for Maxus York, obviously, for showcasing the Maxus E-Deliver 9. So I've just finished up on the meet here. So another thing I should probably mention is that on the way here, I did 40.5 miles, average speed of 35 miles per hour, hour and 8 minutes, and 3.7 miles per kilowatt hour. Today is an absolutely gorgeous day, although that being said, it's not going to last for much longer. So I'm probably going to finish up the video here. I just want to thank Clapham Commercial / Maxus York for obviously doing a small piece to camera regarding their new E-Deliver 9. So I think that's pretty much it. So if you liked this video or you found it enjoyable, please like the video, dislike it if you didn't. Please share this video to anyone who is considering, for example, purchasing a new electric van, or anyone planning on coming to the Yorkshire EV Club meets. But I think that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching and talk to you later.